Hello everyone, and welcome back to Darken. Tonight we're exploring the eerie world of Japanese paranormal stories. These tales are more than just myths. They're spine-chilling accounts passed down through generations. Grab a blanket, dim the lights, and get ready for stories that will keep you on edge. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Darken for more terrifying content. Now let's dive into the shadows of Japan. Story 1. The Whispering Walls. In a quiet countryside village in Japan, there's an abandoned house known as the Whispering House. The house has stood empty for decades, but locals avoid it at all costs. People who pass by often hear faint whispers coming from the walls, even though no one lives there. One summer evening, a man named Hiroshi decided to investigate the house with his two friends. They had heard the stories and wanted to prove it was all just rumors. As they stepped inside, the whispers became louder, almost like someone was speaking directly into their ears. Hiroshi felt uneasy, but his friends laughed it off. That's when Hiroshi heard someone calling his name. He froze and turned around, but no one was there. His friends suddenly pointed to the wall, where a faint handprint was forming out of nowhere. Terrified, they ran out of the house, and Hiroshi swore he could still hear his name being whispered as they fled. Locals believe the house is cursed by the spirits of a family who mysteriously disappeared years ago. No one knows what happened to them, but their whispers remain. Story 2. The Red Cloak Spirit, aka Manto. This story takes us to a school restroom, a place where many students fear to go alone. Legend has it that the ghost of Aka Manto, the Red Cloak Spirit, haunts these bathrooms. The tale says that if you're alone and hear a voice asking, "Do you want the red cloak or the blue cloak?" you must not answer. Choosing red means a gruesome and bloody death, while choosing blue means being strangled until you're lifeless. A young girl named Yumi decided to test the legend. She was a skeptic and didn't believe in ghosts. One day she stayed late at school and went to the restroom alone. As she washed her hands, she heard a voice behind her. "Do you want the red cloak or the blue cloak?" Thinking it was a prank, she laughed and said, "Red cloak." That night, Yumi's parents found her unconscious with deep red marks across her back, as if slashed by invisible claws. The next morning, the school was abuzz with rumors. Teachers and students whispered about Yumi's encounter, and some claimed they had heard the voice themselves in the restroom. The janitor, an older man who had worked there for years, revealed that decades ago, a teacher had died mysteriously in that very restroom. Some believe his restless spirit became Akamanto, forever haunting the school. To this day, no one dares to stay alone in the restroom after dark. Story 3. The Cursed Doll, Okiku. In a temple in Hokkaido, there is a doll named Okiku, and it's no ordinary doll. Its black hair grows longer over time. The legend says it belonged to a young girl who died tragically, and her spirit now inhabits the doll. Visitors claim they feel uneasy when they are near it, and some even hear faint giggles or whispers. One tourist who visited the temple decided to take a picture of Okiku without permission. As he walked out of the temple, he tripped on the stairs and broke his arm. Locals believe this was no accident. It was the doll's way of punishing him. The monks who care for Okiku cut her hair regularly, but it always grows back, further fueling the eerie legend. Over the years, researchers have studied the doll, trying to explain the phenomenon scientifically, but no explanation has been found. Some believe that the doll's hair is infused with the girl's spirit, while others think it's a warning to those who disrespect her memory. The temple has become a popular destination for those who seek to experience the paranormal. But many leave with a sense of unease that lingers long after their visit. Story 4. The Tunnel of Shadows. Deep in the mountains of Japan, there is an old abandoned tunnel that has become infamous for its paranormal activity. Locals call it the Tunnel of Shadows. Years ago, a group of miners died in a collapse while working near the tunnel. Since then, the area has been shrouded in mystery. Drivers who pass through often report seeing shadowy figures in their rearview mirrors or hearing whispers from the darkness. One evening, a woman named Keiko was driving through the tunnel alone. As she entered, her car radio started to emit static. Moments later, her car stalled and the temperature inside dropped dramatically. She glanced in her rearview mirror and saw shadowy hands reaching toward her from the back seat. Keiko screamed and tried to restart her car. As soon as the engine roared to life, the shadowy figures vanished, but she never drove through that tunnel again. Locals have shared numerous accounts of their own experiences in the tunnel. Some claim to see glowing eyes in the darkness, while others report hearing disembodied voices calling their names. A few brave souls have attempted to spend the night near the tunnel, but all have left before sunrise, unable to bear the overwhelming sense of dread. Story 5. The Ghost Train. Imagine walking home late at night and seeing a train gliding silently along tracks that no longer exist. This is the story of the ghost train, a mysterious phenomenon reported in various parts of Japan. A man named Takeshi encountered this eerie train while walking home from work. He said it moved without making a sound, and its windows were filled with blurry, motionless figures. Curious, Takeshi stepped closer, but as he reached the tracks, the train disappeared into thin air. The next morning, he told his coworker about the strange event, only to learn that an old train had derailed in that exact spot decades ago, killing dozens of passengers. Some say the train continues to roam, carrying the spirits of those who lost their lives in the accident. Adding to the legend, some witnesses claim to hear the faint sound of a train whistle late at night, even though no trains run in the area. Others have reported feeling a sudden chill when passing by the tracks. The ghost train has become a symbol of the unresolved tragedies that linger in the spirit world, reminding us that the past is never truly gone. Story 6. The Forest of Whispers, Aokigahara. Aokigahara, also known as the Sea of Trees, is one of Japan's most infamous locations. Known for its dense forest and eerie silence, it has a reputation for being haunted. Visitors often report hearing whispers or seeing shadowy figures among the trees. A group of friends decided to explore the forest despite the warnings. As they ventured deeper, they found an old abandoned tent. It looked weathered, as if it had been there for years. One of the friends claimed they heard someone softly crying nearby. They called out but got no response. When they opened the tent, it was empty. Suddenly, they all felt a cold breeze, and one of them screamed, saying they saw a figure darting between the trees. The group ran out of the forest, but one friend claimed to feel like someone was following them for days afterward. Locals tell of other chilling encounters, such as hearing footsteps that follow but leave no trace, or finding handwritten notes scattered on the ground, pleading for help. Despite its beauty, Aokigahara remains a place of sorrow and mystery, drawing those who seek the supernatural, and often leaving them with experiences they can't forget. Story 7. The Haunted Apartment. In Tokyo, there's a small apartment building with a dark history. A young couple moved into one of the units, not knowing that previous tenants had reported strange occurrences. At first, it was small things, lights flickering and objects moving on their own. But soon the disturbances escalated. The husband woke up one night to see a shadowy figure standing at the foot of their bed. He tried to wake his wife, but he couldn't move or speak. The figure slowly vanished into the wall, leaving him paralyzed with fear. The couple decided to install a camera in their bedroom to catch any activity. When they reviewed the footage, they saw a faint shadow moving across the room while they slept. Horrified, they moved out immediately, and the apartment remains vacant to this day. Neighbors have shared their own stories of hearing strange noises coming from the empty unit, like footsteps or muffled voices. Some say the building was constructed on land that was once a burial ground, which could explain the restless spirits. Despite its affordable rent, the apartment has gained a reputation that keeps most tenants away. These are just a few spine-chilling tales from Japan. Which one gave you chills? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Darken for more eerie stories. Until next time, stay safe and remember, the scariest things might be closer than you think.